Hello, my name is Jeremiah Griego, and this is my feasibility proposal on the ineffective special ed program at Albuquerque High School. The project will consist of a background as far as the special ed program itself. I couldn't find any other examples on Albuquerque High online, so I will be using my own personal experience and what I saw at Albuquerque High to demonstrate what it is. There were other examples, but they consisted of other high schools, and that would have been extremely difficult to condense and properly propose the issue itself. Though some of the problems were similar when I researched. And I will also be giving you the effects of that program and what happens if it does not change, as well as the outcomes of my own project plan that I have created that I believe will help the overall program develop. Now then, the background. The special ed program was an education system designed and intended to help students with learning disabilities, such as dyslexia, ADD, ADHD, basically anything that involved them having a hard time learning or processing information or interacting with teachers, anything that remotely could jeopardize their educational and academic progress. The project I'm going to be demonstrating to you is all about bringing awareness as well as showcasing my own ideas for a better way to function the special ed program, because I will grant it is a very difficult program to make function. Now then, what makes the program so ineffective is the students, they don't get the help that they need. The teachers there don't know how to deal with the students. Some of them don't even just have learning disabilities. They're traumatized, they're hurt, they come from a difficult background, and most teachers that are assigned are not equipped to deal with these sorts of students. And even then, the disabilities that the students have already do have the like I said, ADD or dyslexia or anything like that are not properly addressed. They struggle so much because of and it's not the teacher's fault either. They don't know how to deal with it. There just needs to be a better way to properly place the students in their own proper classrooms that can help them and serve them well. Now then, the effects of this is that these students end up dropping out of high school by their junior year nonetheless. And the students that stick around just feel undervalued and they're not cared about because there's such little done to help them. And at that high school age, no one is really very few are willing to come forward, and it takes a lot to change such a thing. So it's very difficult. It's a very difficult situation, I'll grant that, but there is a way. And the plan that I have will more than likely help students and teachers alike. So step 1 of my plan will determine which teachers will be in the program, and be sure to have no teachers that have little experience in teaching at all, like they're fresh out of college or anything. There needs to be experienced teachers in the classroom of the special ed program so they can help them the best. And I believe that the teachers should also be given a certain level of counseling experience and teaching. Like I said, most students who are in the program have trauma or come from a difficult home life that can't even be described to most people, and most teachers don't know how to properly address that. Step 2 would be in the IEP meetings. These are called individual education plans. They are held once per semester to judge a student's progress. These IEPs need to be more thorough, and if a student wishes to have more difficult classes or courses, they should be granted that opportunity. And if they don't like those courses, they can have the option to leave at any point in time. Step 3 would be to find out about the students themselves through the IEPs. We need to confirm whether or not it's simply a learning disability or trauma or some sort of outer thing that we can try to address in the classroom as they're learning to benefit the teachers and the students alike. Step 4, give the students a chance to try out the teachers from those class. Have an intercession course that can give the students a chance to get to know their teachers and the sort of class structure that will be in place. And finally, there will need to be someone there to evaluate the what's the word I'm looking for? The teachers and the students, to see how well they connect, as well as intervene if things we don't get their proper results. So, because the students overall cannot be entirely trusted with their own education. They don't know what they're doing, which is why they need to be thoroughly addressed and thought out when placing, and a well thought out plan needs to be in place for when we place these students in the classrooms. Now, the outcomes of this will be the graduation rate for Albuquerque High in the special ed program will be much higher, and the students in the program will also feel valued and addressed, and thus boost their love for education overall. Oh, and that's one other benefit, and that's one other thing that we need to do in my steps, is we need to instill a sort of passion as much as possible in the students. And that's what will happen, is we will be able to give the students a greater appreciation for education. And we will truly be able to help these students with their learning disabilities. Now, the qualifications is, like I said, teachers need to have some experience with dealing with mental health and special ed students. Most teachers do not have these qualifications. No teachers with a lack of experience will be dealing with special ed students. There needs to be teachers who have a minimum of 3 to 4 years of teaching under their belt to properly address these students. And like I said, they need to have some sort of counseling degree, or some sort of, not even a degree, just some sort of counseling experience, so that they can address the students as appropriately and professionally as possible, so they can help them. And that's it. Thank you for watching this, and like I said, this is very important for all students involved in the special ed program.